Hello and welcome to the Philippines. This is a jeepney. Many of you know what a jeepney is. And anyway, we're going to get in one of these things. If we can get across the traffic, be careful when you're crossing the roads because the motorbikes, bicycles will come running up through the lanes, between the lanes, in the gutter lane. Anyway, we're going to talk about travel a little bit in general, a little bit of the latest news that I've heard here in the Philippines. What little there is, some of it is a bit optimistic, and going to take you along on a jeepney ride. We were leaving some friends' houses over here on Mactan, Lapu Lapu on Mactan Island, and we are headed over to meet a friend at over by the Cebu Marina, Cebu City Marina, which is in Lapu Lapu, actually, and it's they've got some yachts and trimarans and really nice sailboats down there, and several restaurants. And we were going to eat at the Spice Restaurant. Got a huge menu if you're interested in Indian food at all. There's many choices. Anyway, I'm going to get in the front so I can take some video. They're nice enough to have a spot open for me, reserved just for me, perhaps, probably not. Anyway, we're going to have to pick up some fuel on the way. And we got a guy playing a harmonica, looking for donations. How many hours do you drive every day?
10.
12 hours? 6 to 6. This trip cost us, I think, 11 pesos a piece. Back before the crisis, I think it was like 8 pesos. 11 pesos, about 22 US cents. Anyway, let's get back to the travel news. The tourist industry department, Department of Tourism here, and a number of other people are trying to, been asking, please let vaccinated tourists into the country and not have to go through any quarantines. So there is discussion, at least, finally, here in the last week or so. There have been other people that, like Governor Garcia, here in Cebu province, that early on understood the damage the lockdowns were doing and started opening up the province. We can travel around Cebu province relatively freely. Now, several of you have commented on the price of airline tickets, and many of them, depending on where you're flying, when you're flying, they have gone from pretty decent fares to a little bit higher fares to now, one guy described it as, it gives me low nosebleeds when I look at the prices of airfares. So it could be that people on a tight budget are not going to be flying in the near future if they do open up. I would expect, common sense would dictate that those who show antibodies because they've had the virus would also be allowed to travel. So we'll see what happens with that. It's difficult to get, I'm not in on the discussions, unfortunately, but it's difficult to get in the news headlines and the short little articles that they have. It's difficult to get the details about what they're talking, what they're discussing, and so we'll just have to sit and wait. Christmas is a huge tourist season in the Philippines, and really not that far away. Christmas season here starts in September, really, and with the stores putting out the decorations, and they need to start planning for that because they need a huge input into this economy to help recover it. Early on in this crisis, the Philippines was listed as probably the fastest to recover, but as time has gone on, it's drug on to over a year. Uh, the various financial reporting companies suggest that the Philippines will be the slowest in recovering, and a number of reasons for that. But I think more and more people are understanding the damage that is done by the lockdowns, and they're hopefully they will be opening up. There are a number of areas like Iloilo. They shut down the ferries from Iloilo to Bacolod because of some increase in cases. Cases versus being sick. There can be two different things. There was a sign for Manila Airport, Mactan Airport. There's some in the government in the articles stating that we don't want to open up too quickly to vaccinated people and we still want to quarantine them because there's no guarantee they aren't going to get the virus and spread the virus. So I think we're hearing more and more that it's not the silver bullet that many thought it was going to be. There was also another city or two who went back to a more strict MECQ modified type lockdown with more restrictions, and anymore these terms are just letters because they flexibly adjust them to meet the various areas. But the point being that there are a number of areas that have gone back to a little bit of a more restricted type place. So if you came to the Philippines, if you were able to get here, now if you've have friends and loved ones here and property, whatever, that's one thing. If you want to go there and stay there, if you want to travel, that's going to be more difficult for some time to come, many months to come, I presume, just because you don't know, and a little dangerous. You don't know which areas will be open tomorrow. You could go someplace and be locked down, not be able to get back. That's happened to a number of people that I know. They take a trip when things opened up a bit. They took a trip to maybe Cagayan de Oro and got stuck down there for a couple of months, as a matter of fact. Checkpoint there, but really not much checking going on. A little later at night, they start checking more motorbikes for registration. And going to meet a friend down here, just called. Where are you at? So it's across from, there's a Robinson's Mall down here, and across from Marina Mall, I believe it's called, on this side of the street. And we're going to stop across the road here. I have talked to a number of friends who have made trips in Cebu. I have had a friend tell me that you can take the ferries different places and there's no problems, but it just depends upon where you're going. I think there's some areas that will be checking at in the port area, the ferry ports, whether you need a test, have taken a test within, say, 72 hours of traveling. I've heard a number of people that have gotten the antigen test and they show positive, and then they went and got the PCR test, which is 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 pesos, and they end up testing negative. So you just never know what the accuracy of these tests are. And here we have a couple of traffic enforcers. These cities have been hiring over the last year and a half, 2 years. They've been hiring a lot more traffic enforcers, and they're there to direct traffic, stop traffic for pedestrians. They're there to pull people over and write citations if they will just randomly pick different people. I'm seeing more and more of that, not just motorbikes, but automobiles as well, trucks. So anyway, here's our friend up here. This is the road. Robinson's Mall is just to the left here. And here's our friend in the car. We're going to jump in there and head on down to down in this area, the Marina, Cebu Marina, and number of restaurants. This is one. I don't remember the name of this one. And then we're going to go over to Spice. I've eaten there, I think, 3 or 4 times, and quite good food. Very extensive menu. There it is. Anyway, inside seating, nice view up there on top, and out in the lawn area. Anyway, thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. I hope we all can travel again soon. See you next time.